The wind carried dust and dread across the quiet streets of Red Hollow, a town so small it didn't even earn a dot on most maps. The wooden signs creaked, the horses pawed nervously at the ground, and every window shutter tightened as though bracing for a coming storm. That storm arrived in the shape of 3 Gunfighters men, whose names carried the weight of whispered fear. But none of them knew the truth. The man they came to kill was the only reason Red Hollow still breathed. Chapter 1. The Hook of Fought. Either first gunfighter to appear was Clay Maddox. Tall as a church steeple and twice as unforgiving, he rode into Red Hollow just after dawn, shadow stretching long and sharp. "Where's the sheriff?" he asked a trembling blacksmith. But they didn't have one anymore. They only had Elias Ward. Elias was sweeping the porch of the old general store when Maddox arrived. His gray beard tugged in the wind, his hat low, his stance calm to calm. Maddox's eyes narrowed. "You him?" Elias didn't look up. "Depends." "Who's askin'? $300? Says your time's up." Elias finally lifted his eyes that had seen enough death to last a lifetime. "You don't want to do this," he said quietly. Maddox smiled. "Oh, I really do." Chapter 8. To The Secret of Red HOL, loaded to the outside world. Elias Ward was just an old man's, slow-moving, soft-spoken, and hardly worth a bounty. But to Red Hollow, he was everything. He'd built the school after the mine closed. He'd fed half the town through winters so harsh they cracked the river like glass. He'd broken up fights, settled debts, stopped feuds before they burned the town to ash. He was the quiet flame keeping Red Hollow alive. But none of that mattered to Clay Maddox. Chapter. 3. The first SHOWDOWN. The 2 men street. Onlookers watched from behind windows, barely breathing. The dock spun, first fast, deadly, practiced. But Elias didn't move like an old man. His draw was smooth, silent, precise. One shot. Maddox's gun flew from his hand and skidded. Across the dust, Elias stepped forward and kicked it away. "I ain't killing anyone today," Elias said. "Go home." Maddox stared at him, anger and humiliation simmering, but something in Elias's eyes made him leave. Red Hollow breathed again, but only for a moment. Chapter 4. The second GONFIGHT. Just after noon. The second gunfighter rode into town. Jessie Cole. A woman with eyes colder than river ice, and a reputation for being deadlier than any man alive. She strolled down Main Street with her long coat swaying. "I hear you're hard to kill," she said to Elias. "Not hard," he said. "Just not ready yet." Her laugh echoed like broken glass. Unlike Maddox, she didn't draw to intimidate. She drew to end things. But Elias stepped sideways, rolled behind a trough, and shot the rope holding up a heavy sign. The sign dropped, blocking her shot. Blinked, shocked. Elias stepped out, gun still smoking. "You're fast," she admitted. Elias nodded. "You're young. You'll be faster someday." "If you walk away," she hesitated. No one had ever given her a second chance. Slowly she holstered her gun. "This bounty ain't worth you," she said quietly, and vanished down the road. The town was still standing, but the last gunfighter would change everything. Chapter 5. The Devil, Rivis Sundown, brought the third and final gunfighter. And this one wasn't riding for money. He was riding for revenge. Grant Bishop. Once a friend, once a brother in arms. A man hollowed by bitterness, he strode into town, scarred, furious, eyes burning like coals. "Elias Ward," he roared. "Come on out! You owe me blood." Elias stepped forward. "I owe you the truth," he said softly. But Bishop didn't want truth. He wanted justice. Twisted and poisoned. "You left me for dead," Bishop snarled. "I tried to save you," Elias said. "I carried you 10 miles after you were shot. You disappeared before I could get a doctor." "Woke alone," Bishop spat. "That's all I remember." Silence. Thick. Painful. "You came looking to kill the one man who kept you alive," Elias whispered. But Bishop's rage didn't loosen. "We're finishing it," he growled. Chapter 6. The final duel. This time Elias didn't want to reach for his gun. Didn't want to fight a man he once called brother. But Bishop was determined. They faced off in the dying light. One last sunset. One last chance. Grant, Elias said softly. If I die, Red Hollow dies with me. I don't care about this town, but they care about you, Elias said. You lived here once. Remember? The word struck deeper. Then a bullet. A child Myron into the street. She clung to Elias's leg. Please don't hurt him, she begged Bishop. He saved my mama. He saved us all. Bishop froze. Her small voice crashed through the walls he'd built. His gun wavered. His breath trembled. And finally, his rage broke. The gun dropped to the ground, and Grant. Bishop collapsed to his knees. Chapter 7. A town's GRA. Two of the people of Red Hollow poured from their homes not to celebrate, but to surround Elias with the love and gratitude they rarely spoke aloud. You kept us alive, the blacksmith said. Kept us fed, said the schoolteacher. Kept us safe, whispered Maya's mother. Bishop stared at the man he'd come to kill, now understanding. Elias, I'm sorry. Elias placed a hand on his shoulder. Stay, he said simply. Help me keep this place standing. And for the first time in years, Grant Bishop smiled. Chapter 8. The MSSA GI Elias Ward wasn't a hero because he was the fastest gun. He wasn't the strongest, or the richest, or the most feared. He was a hero because he chose to keep going, to protect, to rebuild, to forgive. Red Hollow existed, survived, because one man woke up every morning and decided to make things better, and that was enough to save them all. Ending unattended. When sun rose the next morning, Elias Ward stood at the edge of town with Bishop. At his side, the storms had passed, the peace had finally come, and the town that nearly died was alive again because of the man everyone tried to kill.